Hey kids, it's Hyperdellic, and today we're taking a look at Masters of the Universe's Mattel Creations Powers of Grayskull Red Shadow. Boy, was that a mouthful, huh? Thank God they don't have more names added in there. So, Red Shadow, the warrior in the iron mask. I want to say we saw Red Shadow on the... Oh man, was it Moss Man? Or one of them? I don't know. I'm going to try and put the picture up. Yeah, there you go. And so we saw him originally on one of the pieces of artwork on the back of another figure. And of course, every MOTU fan knows that's how Masters of the Universe likes to hint at what's coming in the future. We don't always get what's on the box. Sometimes we get some. Sometimes we get pictures of things that we want. And then we get a crowdfunding project that isn't anything close to what we wanted. Snake Slayer. But this one was pretty much dead on. Again, Mattel does a lot of reuse in this, but that's kind of Masters of the Universe's thing, right? There's lots of reuse in MOTU, but how they do the reuse is the most important part. Sometimes it's great, sometimes it's lazy. In this case, I think they actually did a really good job, but I haven't opened them up, so we will find out shortly. And then taking a look, we've got the side art. That's very nice. I like it. I like it. I'm going to go with the other side first. That's very cool. I mean, I seriously need a book of nothing but the Masters of the Universe box art. Make that happen, Mattel, all right? Because I'll buy it. I know a lot of other people that will too. So, you know, and then, because there's this. Now, I don't know who this guy is, but I hope we get him. And there's Dragon Man. Now, that means we're probably getting a Dragon Man. So, you know, keep an eye out on the Club Grayskull droppings. That didn't sound right, though. We don't want droppings. We want a drop. Not a plop, but a drop. There we go. Anyways, that is our packaging for Red Shadow. We're going to bust this bad boy open and see what's going on the inside, huh? All right, let's do it. All right, so we're back. And, okay, there is a lot of reuse in this figure. But, again, I'm going to restate this. I think Mattel did it very well. I like the legs. I think those are new. I haven't seen those on a figure, on one of the Masters of the Universe figures yet. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say that all of the leg pieces are new. Those feet may have been used for Splinter from Turtles of Grayskull. I'm not 100% sure, but they could have been, possibly. The hands, I know, have been used before. The arms are definitely reuse. Although, they were definitely not Beastman, but I want to say we've had some sort of a furry creature with those arms before. I could be wrong. I know that we definitely had that, the neck thing, that came with Boltac? Yes, Boltac. And, you know, the head is obviously a new sculpt. We're going to take a look at the accessories real quick. It comes with the iron mask. I feel like this should have been either a more like metallic, darker color or just straight up steel looking. You know, like a metallic. The blue is a little weird because he's already kind of blue, so it sort of blends in too much. But he comes with a couple of things, otherwise, weapons-wise. He's got this club that almost looks like the end of an arrow, but it's got like these little things, very reminiscent of like old Aztec warrior, you know, axe club things. And then he has this little knife that actually fits in this sheath. We're gonna put it in there. Maybe it's gotta go the other way. Yep, looks like it goes in the other way. There we go. Fits nicely. That's not bad. And then we're gonna take a look at the bag real quick. I kind of wish that this had come with Moss Man. My Moss Man has a bag that I kind of modified from a Chewbacca Star Wars, you know, Black Series figure. So, yeah, you know, this works. Wish we could have gotten that for Moss Man. But, you know, hey, you know, choices. Things are done in a way that Mattel wants to do them. I can't really tell you why they do it. They just did. Probably cost. Usually always boils down to cost. There is one thing that my quality control eyes are catching, and that is there's a chip of paint right there. Right there. I'll zoom in post. And then there's some missing paint right there. Mattel, what the hell? This is a Club Grayskull exclusive. Like, I had to order this online. Okay? Like, shouldn't the QC be better? I think so. This should probably come out near perfect. I had to pay $10 for a membership just for the right to buy this stupid thing. So, you know, it's not stupid. It's not stupid. But you know what I mean. Like, we're crying out loud. Anyways, we're going to get past that. That is easily fixed with a little bit of paint. But overall, I love this figure. I like the color scheme. I do. I like the color scheme a lot. Oh, you know what? And he has one other accessory that I forgot to mention, which is this spear. I like the spear. It looks good. It's not a bad looking set of accessories. Here, we're gonna put the mask on him. And Mattel has been doing this a bunch now, where they just have like a thing that just kind of fits on, right? We had that with the brain not braining with the Thundercats crossover. Tigra had a mask that was similar to this, where it just kind of plops on, right? I hope that over time it's not going to tear off any of the paint, but I would be aware that that is a potential hazard. Again, there is a lot of reuse, but I think it's done well. MOTU is a lot of reuse, and I think that's kind of awesome because it helps keep the price point down. If you don't have to make a new, cast and mold situation, like you're doing good, right? I mean, nowadays with computer, animation or computer 3D rendering and stuff like that, it's not that big of a deal. I mean, you make the renders and then you send them off to be printed and made, and they make them. I get it. Tooling costs a lot. Was it like somewhere close to like $100,000 for some action figures? So you gotta keep that in mind if you're gonna try and judge Masters of the Universe for its massive amount of reuse. You gotta factor in everything that goes into this. But overall, holy cow, is this one heck of an offering. Like, I like this character. I do. I don't know much about him. I know that he's like I want to say he's like a good guy. He's up there. He's an ally of Mossman's, and I like it. I think he's good. I think he's really good. I think that overall he's fantastic. I will say he is a little hard to stand. He wants to fall forward, but we're gonna make this work. Here, we'll get him spinning. Overall, I think they did a good job. We'll talk about his rating later, but I do want to take a moment to talk about the Club Grayskull offerings, because I think that it's important to mention that some of these are exclusives. This is a Club Grayskull exclusive. You have to have a Club Grayskull membership in order to get him. Granted, he was only like $22, plus tax, shipping, all that good nonsense. And overall, I think this is a good value. But it's interesting what they do with the $10 membership that you give them. One of his other accessories that I would be remiss if I did not mention is a comic, Shadow of the Wolf. So he literally gets his own comic, which is kind of awesome. And we get to see a couple of characters that people are really clamoring for, like this the Dark Wizard or whatever. I think that's what this guy is. Dude, he looks awesome. Now, I'm going to read this later. I'm not going to read it to you guys because I don't want to be reading like this, but fantastic illustration. Love what they've been doing with these mini comics. It looks phenomenal. Like that. We need him now. We need Eldor. I know my guy Master Versal Toy Hunter is waiting for an Eldor. He's made his own a few times, I'm pretty sure. And I still haven't done my reviews for Shirella or Hero, so yeah, those will be coming maybe. Who knows? And look, there's a little feature of the Spirit of Grayskull in there. And then I don't remember what the T-Rex's name was, but I had him. Somebody, when I was a kid, got this for me. And it was one of my favorite things ever. One of the coolest vehicles for Masters of the Universe. I always thought it was weird that you had to open up his back and put the character in it, but he was still awesome. I mean, he's a giant purple T-Rex. How could you not like that? So there's that. I'm going to stick that back over here. And I'm not going to do a separate segment to zoom in. We're just going to do this. We're going to look at him closer up. And I got to be honest. Here, I will zoom in, though. No. That way. There we go. So, all right. So we're going to look close up on, first off, the mask. And the mask is pretty simple, but it does have some nice contours and some sculpting. It's very soft on all of its edges. It's nice looking. It's gonna get lost, I'm sure. No, it won't. It's gonna stay on him. But there is something that I kind of I love this face sculpt. And I'm a sucker for blue and pink. Like, I love when somebody uses blue and pink as a color scheme for like an action figure or anything like that. It usually gets me every time. So I definitely like the heck out of that face. The eyes are pretty neat. They look good. I like that. I like that you can kind of see the eyes like through the mask. That's pretty cool that they made sure that worked. Like, that looks good. So, and then we're gonna work our way down. He's got the furry chest. This is an excellent sculpt. Like, I like this buck. This is cool. I'd like to see this used for a few more other characters. Part of me wants to say that this upper body buck is maybe possibly Stratos, but I don't know. I know that the hands are definitely new. We're gonna work our way down. I'm not gonna talk about the articulation. I try not to waste my time on the Masters of the Universe Origins articulation. If you need to see what the articulation looks like, check out one of my other videos. But he pops apart at the shoulders, pops apart at the waist. Some of the newer figures have legs that pop out, but this is an Origins buck, so that's probably not going to happen here. But I know that the 2000X line and definitely the Thundercats crossover line have legs that are easier to pop off. You don't have to heat it up or drop it in hot water. It basically just kind of pops apart. And we're just going to scoot down. We're going to look at this is a new piece, this boot, basically. We've got that boot cut down there. And then these feet. Now, again, I'm not 100% sure. I didn't grab my Splinter, but I would swear that these are the feet that are used for Splinter. And on Splinter, they work out pretty good. I don't know why he's so slouchy. Like, he wants to fall forward. Maybe it's just mine. I hope it's just mine. Because this is a really cool figure. I think a lot of people are going to dig this. And then the only other gripe, and this is easily fixed, I can just plop this thing in hot water, but this neck piece is like all scrunched up and put in weird, it's kind of, I don't know, it's not sitting well. So I probably just have to pop that in some hot water. It's no big deal. But all of the other stuff is the usual MOTU stuff. We'll do some close up on the spear here. There's some nice little paint applications there. I do like picking up the Club Grayskull exclusives because I feel like they tend to do a little bit better of a job on those. I think that Mattel does try hard. I think that their team really does want to get this right. And I mean, we've got the movie coming out next June, I think it is, possibly. So they're definitely trying to make sure that they keep people interested. They don't want it to all drop off. And I'm sure we're going to get a whole new toy line when that comes out. I do appreciate that we are getting the Powers of Grayskull line. I do appreciate that we are getting the figures and the characters that we didn't get before. We wanted them. We just didn't get them. There was a lot of people who really wanted all of those. I mean, granted, I was probably aging out when Powers of Grayskull started, but they were still cool. Like, I will admit, Hero was not on my list of figures to get, but I did like Eldor. Eldor looked awesome. And, just all around, I think that some of the stuff that they were doing for Powers of Grayskull, like the dinosaurs and stuff, you were hitting it all in the right places. They just, I don't know. It's like they hit us at the wrong time, I think. But either way, I like this figure a lot. Let's do a quick transition, and we'll talk about our final thoughts. All right, final thoughts time. So, overall, I am going to give him 9.8. I think he's nearly a perfect figure. If it wasn't for the QC issues of the chipped paint, I'd probably be giving him a 10. I really like this figure. I do. I really like this figure. I think the color scheme works. I think the sculpt is brilliant and gorgeous. I think that overall, like everything, accessory-wise, packaging-wise, everything that he comes with, like comic, everything, it's all a very nice product altogether. And I hate saying product like that because then it makes it seem like it's just a piece of fodder for people to sell. But this is I feel as though the team put some serious actual love into this figure. Like, they were like, yes, we are doing a new character. We are putting out a new figure that has never been done. At least I'm pretty sure we never got a classics version of this. I know there was definitely never an older Powers of Grayskull version of him. I know that. There was definitely, I don't even remember seeing him in any of the literature or anything either. So I don't know if this is a character that they completely made up for this new age of MOTU or what, but I like it. I think they can keep on doing it, and I hope they do. I mean, honestly, the characters that we're seeing on the back of this, like whoever this dude is, I don't know who that guy is, but dang, does he look awesome. He looks like he's a bunch of like King Hiss parts too, so you know they can already do that. And keep in mind, King Hiss is a part of the whole Powers of Grayskull line, so you know even though he's not, he is, but he's not, but he is. So you know, just remember, you can pose him out like that. You can do whatever you want, honestly. They're your toys. If you buy them, they're your toys. And honestly, I think you should buy this one. If you're a Club Grayskull member, you should definitely get it. If you're not, and you are a big MOTU fan, look, I know it's kind of bogus, but I think that it is sort of worth it in the long run. It's only $10 a year. Will they up that later? Probably. It's Mattel. Their business is making money, not toys. Remember that. Okay? Always remember that. Corporations are in the business of making money, not products. The product is how they make the money. They don't care about the product as much as they do the money. So, you know, if you want to make sure that you're getting what you want as a product, you gotta make sure that the company knows. You gotta yell at them and be a toxic fanboy. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that. Don't be toxic. Be nice. They are hardworking folks, just like you or I. You know, they just have a funner job than you or I. Believe me, they have a way funner job than I have. This isn't my job, you know. But yeah, I like this. I think it's splendiferous. I think that picking him up was a good idea. I'm glad I did. You know, I was going to anyways. I mean, that's the meat and potatoes of this channel is all the MOTU stuff. So, you know, we're here. We're doing it. I'm glad I did. I like him. I like him a lot. I think, honestly, I think he's my favorite Powers of Grayskull character so far. I don't think anybody else is going to beat him. So, you know, just throwing that out there. And, you know, on that note, I'm going to say thanks for watching the video, guys. I appreciate you all. Please remember to do all the YouTube-y stuff because it does help me out a lot. I am still striving for 3,000 subscribers. I was booming for a little while, and then all of a sudden it just kind of dropped off when YouTube changed all of their weird VPN, you know, ad blocker, you know, policies and stuff, and now nobody gets to see anything. So, you know, hey, I guess I'll have to push it out on Facebook and all the other socials even more. I gotta hawk my wares on all the socials. But just remember to leave me a comment. Let me know how you think about, you know, what you think about this guy. Did you pick him up? Are you going to pick him up? Is this a line that you are collecting? Are you into this? What do you think of the Powers of Grayskull line? Tell me what you want. You know, tell me what you think. Tell me whatever you want to tell me. Honestly, I respond to everybody's replies, comments, and so forth. So do not be afraid of contacting me. I am just a regular guy who works a normal job and 40 some odd hours a week, and I got kids and pay taxes and pay my mortgage and all that good stuff. I am currently in my basement where all of my man baby stuff is. So, you know, that's who I am. Tell me who you are. Reach out. Become a part of this community. Become a part of my community. All right, kids. I love you all. Have a wonderful day. And, you know, just keep on keeping on. All right, kids. Peace out.